of the gut. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Above the corner, outside the safety. Safe to say the same thing on the other side, right? Anything else?
I'm gonna run a post through the middle.
Right there, right? So there are vulnerabilities here, right? There are places when they're not super strong. So you file that away in your brain and say, you know what? Maybe I can get a safety. Maybe I can work a safety. Maybe I can work this kind of concept to get him to deal with me and say that we like this mismatch here. So maybe we can push a safety to work a little bit wide in his back pedal and then break him back underneath. So there are opportunities to exploit cover two. You guys with me on that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now. All right, so there's our first coverage. We'll move very quickly. Let me just clean this up real quick. No Yankees fans here, are there? Oh my. Oh. I want to talk to your parents before the day's out. Right? That's it.
That's what I hear.
Cover here. I love it. Listen, my wife's a Yankees fan. So it's not an easy life, guys. It's not. All right. All right. Now, next two safety look. Let's look at. Break the huddle. Eyes go where? Right away. Count what? How many safeties up top?
3.
How many safeties up top?
4.
How many safeties up top?
2.
2. Eyes go where for a zone or man decision? To who?
Corners.
Corners. How deep is the corner?
Real deep.
Like 10, 11 yards, 9, 10, 11 yards? You can stop the whole process right there. That tells you something's up, right? So remember I said the 3 questions are not really going to be 3 questions every time. It's just you get out there like, wait a minute. And you look across and you see that you've got how many deep players altogether?
4.
Regardless, safety, corner, whatever. What coverage do you think you're looking at?
Cover 4.
There you go. We call it deep 4. Correct. Someone had that. So, okay. Now, deep 4 here. What would you say is a weakness of this defense?
Short.
Short, because if this guy tries to compensate to the flat, you'll hit the curl. If this guy tries to compensate for the curl, you'll hit the flat. Right? You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy defensive play. How wide's a football field?
53 and 1/3.
53 and 1/3 yards. So how many underneath defenders do we have here?
3.
So we went from dividing 53 and a third by 5. Now we're dividing it by 3. We're dealing with guys that they went from having a little over 10 to now having almost 18 yards. They got advantage. You guys with me? Bigger job, right? Easy to. It's like gym class, man. Just find an open guy, just pitch and catch. What would you say is the strength of this defense? Deep. It's tough to find an open seam with 4 guys dividing that field. What? Good job. You're correct. So, do you think this is a defense we're going to see every down?
No.
When do you think? What type of situation? Raise your hand.
Close games.
Close game. Yeah. Well, not close game, but
A couple seconds left.
yes.
3rd and long.
Third and really, maybe some penalties. 3rd and 32.
Yeah.
All the defense really cares about their pin in the territory. Just make them punt. Just don't. If they get a 12-yard gain, big deal. We'll tackle them. We'll still be 4th and 20, right? So this is like, really, it's a flavor of prevent defense, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
So we're not really stressing out if these guys are, if they, as a defense, we're not stressing out these guys getting underneath completion. So cover 4 there. Now, let me say a quick point. I should have done a better job of this when I first described it. When you break the huddle, well, how many guys here go no huddle? Anybody?
A little bit.
Okay. So you make this same diagnosis the same way. It's just, even if you no huddle, it's safety, corner, check linebacker level, corner, check the defensive line, check your people, ready to go. That's the progression you guys should go through, okay? So we're going to get a look at one more 2 safety look here, okay? Break the huddle, eyes up top. How many safeties up top?
2.
Okay, eyes go where for a zone or man decision?
Corners.
Corners. What are the corners telling you now?
Man.
Why?
Like they're inside and they
Inside, screwed all the way down to the line of scrimmage, and they're not, I'm going to tell you now, they're not looking back here. They're looking at that guy, right? So it tells you it's a man look, right? So we see the linebackers giving a similar kind of look. So these guys are tied up all there, okay? Now, so would you call this a straight man coverage?
No.
Why not? Somebody raise their hand. Why?
They got the backer.
Not just that. It's a good thought, but not just that.
The two safeties aren't doing
Two safeties over the top. So you got an element of zone, and you also have elements of man, right? So you can't call it a straight zone or a straight man coverage. We use a term for this. Anybody up know what I'm going to say? Begins with a C. Combo coverage. It's part combination coverage, part zone, part man. You guys understand it? Now, for all you Madden aficionados, why would a defense call a straight man or a combo coverage? What else might they do besides just the straight coverage? What else might they do? Raise your hand.
Blitz safety.
Blitz. Well, right now the safety's responsible. I should have drawn this, but these guys are still half responsible. But not bad. Still blitz though, right? Who could they blitz? Got an extra guy here, right? So let's say they do this with the nose, and they bring that guy there. So they have the 4 defensive linemen plus another guy. Plus they feel like they have decent matchups, hopefully, there. Plus they got 2 guys over the top, all right? Now, if we have time to get to it later or tomorrow, we'll talk about why we don't, since in recent years, we've seen less and less. We call this cover 5, and guys call it lots of different things. 2 deep, man under. We call it cover 5 because they're leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential man defenders underneath, okay? Technically, who do you think this guy's technically responsible for?
The backer.
He flares him. But if he's on a blitz assignment, they're probably thinking, let's see if we can get to the quarterback and put him on his back before he can get rid of it or make a good decision. You guys with me?
Yes.
So now, when we see this combo coverage, something is going to start to play a real factor here. What do you think is the most important thing now for you as a quarterback is to understand? This has to do with people. What is it?
The matchups.
The matchups. Give me some right there, all right? That's a good one, okay? The matchups. If you don't understand the matchups, you're going to struggle as a quarterback. You got to know that this kid out here shouldn't be out there because he's a linebacker who's only a part-time linebacker. He's really an offensive guard who's just playing linebacker because 2 other kids are hurt and they really need him this week. You know what I mean? He's wearing number 68 and he's a mess and he's out there playing linebacker like this. Do you ever find somebody you can pick on? All the time, right? Say, I want that guy, right? Go after that guy.
Oh, I remember in a movie I saw it.
There we go. You don't, like, if this kid's going to Florida State and he's like a dude and he's a linebacker out there and he's excellent in coverage, I'm not saying you can't go to that guy ever, but find the easiest throw on the field, guys. Find your matchup. Remember that. File that away. Man or combo coverages. Find the best matchup. You guys with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll come back to that theme, all right? All right, now, let's quickly jump into, so we're halfway done already with our coverages. Now we're going to go over here today. All right. Now let's look at one safety coverage, okay? There's going to be a couple of those that we're going to look at. Now, so all that said, 12:22 we came in, right? Time flies in the classroom. All right, now, so I look up top,